everybody, happy Wednesday. When it's Wednesday, I'm on the website and I'm also on YouTube. So if you asked your questions on yesterday's video or on my website under Katie's videos, hashtag Katie FAQ, it just comes down from the homepage, then I found them and I'm answering them. And I have 4. And I will get on a little bit later. I'm just crunched on time, but I'll get on a little bit later and go through and answer some more questions. But I have 2 from each site. So Wednesdays tends to be a little bit longer of a video, so let's get crack-a-lackin'. Okay, first question. Hey, Katie, can you recover if your job focuses on your body? Good question. I am in a professional training as a dancer, actress, and singer, and you mentioned before how you've had clients who did these jobs and they found it harder to recover. Because what I do entails hours of exercise a day, is it possible for me to recover from my eating disorder? I know that I need to in order to be healthy enough to fulfill my career, but my body is always going to be judged. Thanks. Been wondering and hearing conflicting things about this, which really upsets me because I know I'm passionate about my career that I've chosen and I would feel lost without it. So this is a great question because many of us have things like that. Sorry, let me fix the camera there. Okay. Many of us have jobs or we're in school on a scholarship to play a certain sport, and so that entails us working out a lot. That entails people critiquing the way that our body moves and the way that we do certain things. And the number one, yes, I guess to answer it, yes, you can recover. People can recover from an eating disorder no matter what the circumstance. It may just be a little harder. And the first thing I would encourage you to work on in order to kind of make it easier on yourself is trying to separate the two. Separating, and it might actually help you figure out where your eating disorder came from, what purpose it's serving, and all that kind of stuff. But we'll have to get a lot of support and see a therapist. But if you need to separate the career or sport or performance or whatever from our, like, who we are, what I am. Now, I know that's kind of difficult, especially if we're very passionate about a career. I can feel like this is who I am, this is part of me. But I want you to try to separate it from loving on your body. Sometimes it can be as simple as when you're stretching or when you're warming up thinking, it's amazing that I can do this. Do you know how many people struggle with mobility? Do you know how many people can't sit down like this and stretch? I am so thankful that my body gives me this ability, and I need to feed my body healthfully in order for it to continue to do this, or whatever kind of mantras and things we have to talk to ourselves about, but trying to separate the two. And instead, when we're getting critiqued, don't think, oh, it's because I'm so fat and my body's not doing this and everything is terrible. We can think, you know what? I'm going to try to train that portion of my bodies because it's so great. It can do all this stuff for me and I can get better. And I know that sounds like I'm really simplifying this really difficult task, but separating it out, like working every time you talk to yourself about your body, making sure that we're not criticizing our body in the way that it was made based on a performance issue. Like, oh, I didn't quite execute that in the, way that my teacher had taught me. I'm going to try it again. And not thinking like, oh, it's because I'm fat and I need to stop. I need to punish myself, or I'm terrible. I'm a horrible human being. Like, not connecting it. Is that clear? I know sometimes it's hard for me to express things through the YouTubes, but I hope that makes sense. If not, let me know. If you need more clarification, let me know. But you can definitely recover. We just have to tease out the performance or the sport or whatever it is we're doing from who we really wholeheartedly are and how we believe about it, like what we believe about ourselves and our body. Okay? Question number 2. Hey, Katie, what do you think about holistic medicine? In parentheses says acupuncture. For mental health related things such as depression, anxiety, and eating disorders, what do you think of it as a complement to therapy or an alternative to medicine? I know the World Health Organization recognizes it as an effective form of treatment for many conditions. What do you think? I've recently tried acupuncture and I think it was extremely helpful. I thought this was a great question. Number 1, because I just started acupuncture. And the reason that I did it is because one of my friends really urged me to. She's been doing it for years, and her doctors, her regular, Western medical doctors cannot figure out why her endometriosis went away. But she was going to acupuncturist to treat the endometriosis. So that was my case study. I'd seen it happen. And so when I was worried I had an ulcer or something, it turns out I didn't. But I've been doing acupuncture for it. And I even did it for a shoulder because my shoulder is a little sore. It's amazing. But does that mean that it's like good for everybody? Everybody's going to love it? No. My best friend Liz is so scared of needles. If she's watching, hey Liz, and she like freaks her out even thinking about it. I think that it's a great complement to therapy, and a lot of people, it's funny because my acupuncturist has this video that plays in her waiting room, and there's a person on there that had come in for depression, and now she feels much better. And I believe that no matter what it is that we're doing, if it's a healthy alternative, if it's something that our doctors has told us to do, or something they prescribed, or if it's therapy, medication, acupuncture, herbs, whatever, as long as we know and we've checked with our physician if we're on medications that we don't have a bunch of herbs or vitamins that could potentially be harmful. I've had clients who've done that before, so please check that out. Please ask, please look into contraindications. As long as we know that it all can jive, everything we're doing jives well, I think whatever makes you feel better is great. I don't think that Western medicine's the only way to go, or Eastern medicine's the only way to go. I think if we're looking for new ways to help ourselves, I think it can be a great complement to anything. I'm always open to trying stuff myself personally. Like I said, I was doing acupuncture, and I really enjoy it, and I take a little nippy nap, and it's really nice and like revitalizing. So if you're looking for new things, maybe give it a go, okay? Question number 3. Hey, Katie, thank you for all that you do. You're just amazing. Oh, you're really sweet. Anyway, I'm going into my junior year of college, and all summer I've been seeing the same therapist 3 times a week. I really love her and am making great progress. I'm going to school a little over a week, far away from home, and I won't be able to meet with her in person. We plan to continue sessions over Skype 3 times a week. I was just wondering if you think that it will be equally productive. I'm worried because I feel like meeting someone in person is more beneficial because therapists pick up on little things like body language, but I don't want to switch because I feel so comfortable with her. I actually chose this because I just had this discussion with one of my clients who's going away to college again, and we didn't do sessions last time, and so it was really hard for her during school, and we're struggling now, and we're just finally gaining ground again, and so we're going to do Skype sessions. Now, are they as beneficial as in person? No, for the very reasons that you stated, like reading body language. There's something about sometimes getting a hug. The client that I'm seeing, we were particularly huggy. She likes a hug, and so to not have that can be really difficult, but I think that the relationship with the therapist and the time that you've put in with them is more valuable and more important than you seeing them in person. And because this therapist knows you well enough and has been seeing you 3 times a week, I would bet money, that's how I'd say. I bet money that they'll still be able to read you very well. They'll still know the intonations in your voice and the way that you kind of shift in your seat, and they'll be able to tell those body language things without actually being there. And I think you can still make a lot of progress. But I would encourage you, if like 2 months in, you don't feel like it's helping you as much, there's nothing wrong with, at that point, talking to your therapist on your next session and just saying, I'm feeling like I'm slipping backwards. I need to look for some supplemental therapy. And then you might want to look into seeing someone in your student counseling center or something like that. But definitely beneficial. It's something that I do with clients that I've seen in office first and had a good relationship with. It can definitely continue over Skype. Okay? Question number 4. Hey, Katie, I've been referred to a hospital mental health section to deal with my issues by my psychiatrist. He referred me last year, but I also refused to go, hoping that I would just be able to cope on my own. Don't we always hope that? It's kind of the pits when, where'd that question? There it goes. It's kind of the pits when we realize how hard it is, right? The thing is that I was in therapy a few years ago in camps. In the UK, they have camps. I think it's mainly in the UK. But she left when I was just getting better. I'm scared to trust anyone again, and I'm petrified to talk and open up about where all my problems come from. Childhood sexual abuse, 8 to 14 years old. When I let myself think about what happened, it's as if he's in my head and he's controlling me. I'm not in control of my thoughts or actions, and I'm worried that I'll kill myself if I start to open up about it. But clearly, going on the way that I am is not healthy, and I'm just getting worse. I don't know what to do. It's like I've never spoke about it because I had a court case for 3 weeks about it and had to speak up in court about everything, and he ended up getting found not guilty. I want to get better, but I genuinely feel that I'll go down this route of talking about it all over again, and I'll completely lose my mind. It says I can't be bothered to fight anymore because he's already won. I really want to talk about this because a lot of people worry about opening up, and I've even heard from other colleagues of mine, I won't name any names, that if they go to therapy, then their whole world will come unraveled. Like, I can't do that. I can't go down that path, blah. And yes, it can be hard. And I have a video called Why Does It Sometimes Get Worse Before It Gets Better? And I talk a little about eating disorders, but I also mean in general, like going to therapy is hard work. But the thing that is something I want you all to remember is that when we do the hard work, we get the best result. Like work equals results. It's a simple equation. And yes, it can really suck and it can be really uncomfortable, but know that he hasn't won. By not getting help and by kind of staying stuck in it, we're almost creating a situation where it perpetuates the belief that he's won, but we can overcome. It's like in the Courage to Heal workbook, which I would encourage you to get. The woman that wrote it talks about how we're not victims, I think she uses the word survivors. I'm a survivor. And I like that. Those little changes in how we talk about it can be really powerful. So I would encourage you to kind of change the way you talk about this. I would find a therapist who specializes in sexual abuse, and I would get the Courage to Heal workbook. And it's going to be a lot of hard work, but trust me, you will start to feel better. If any of you have gone through this and you've worked on past sexual abuse in therapy and you found it beneficial, if you have any tips or anything that we can offer for this person, can you let us know below? Because sometimes just me talking about it and saying, yes, it does get better, it's worth it, you won't come unraveled, you might feel worse a little bit, but you can get through it. I would encourage you to get a lot of sessions at the beginning. Like if you can do 2 sessions a week and maybe add in a group, the more support we have at the beginning, I find the easier it is for us to keep going and to get over kind of that initial like, holy shit, this is really hard kind of feeling. So, but leave your comments below and let me know. Let's help this situation out, because I know the person who wrote this, and I know I get a lot of questions just like this, and I really want us all to know that it can feel really hard at first, but I promise you're worth it. You can get through it. Just with the right support, we can get through anything, okay? Now, the journal topic comes from Brent that he sent to me last week. So thanks, Brent. And he sent it to me on Twitter, and I saved it. I sometimes do that. So many of you sent me some, so I've saved those too. And it says, the greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people will think. The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people will think. It's kind of interesting. I really like this. So I'd encourage you all to think about things you may not have done or steps in your life maybe you're scared to take for fear of what people think. And then think about what you think. What do you want? Because that's what's most important. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on Twitter, so ask your questions there using my hashtag KatieFAQ. Bye!